NewsNation's national correspondent Alex Caprariello was in the courtroom. Even had a chance to speak with Kaitlin Armstrong's family today. This was a really busy day for you. So take me to that moment, because I am telling you, Alex, whenever there is show and tell of a dramatic thing that's at the center of a murder case, usually jurors' eyes pop wide open, and so do the defendants. So tell me about that moment.
Yeah, up to this point, it was all digital. Everything that we were seeing evidence-wise was either a video or a picture. But then all of a sudden, I'm looking at the prosecutors, and I'm seeing them very quietly put on those blue surgical gloves, and my eyes popped because I knew something was about to come out behind a hidden door. Sure enough, Mo Wilson's really expensive, beautiful training bike that she uses, carried in an evidence bag, was lifted and brought to center stage right there in front of the entire jury to see. And we had about a good hour to 2 hours with that bike really as the focal point of that witness testimony. All of the jury members craning their necks to get a good look at it. That also includes Kaitlin Armstrong. She was focused in on it. And it really went from the DNA analyst showing where on the handlebars and on the bike seat that they were actually extracting both fingerprints and DNA, to even actually assembling the bike in the position that it closely resembled the pictures that we've seen from that crime scene evidence, so that way the jury could actually see how it was laid down in that bamboo forest.
That would have been hard, I would think, for her family to see that bike, you know, knowing that this was her passion and her love, and, you know, there it was in the middle of that courtroom. You know, the big other story that will not leave Kaitlin Armstrong ever is the fact that she has, you know, been on two sort of manhunts, escapes. Like she absconded to Costa Rica, and then just a couple weeks ago tried to flee her guards when she went for a doctor's appointment. So yesterday the big headline was like 4 to 5 big burly guards surrounding her. Same thing today, different? Like are they letting their guard down with her?
I would say there's 3 guards surrounding her at all times. I'm not sure it was the same 4 or 5 that brought her in the first time we saw her, but nevertheless, yeah, very heavily secured all around her. Still to this day, no handcuffs, no leg restraints or anything like that. She walks in on her own. They're not carrying her in there, but certainly sheriff's deputies are surrounding her. Again, she was in her professional attire, a different pantsuit, a different blouse, but yeah, no restraints.
And if our viewers are wondering, we're watching the video where she came in for her first day of trial, because the judge in this case got a little bit persnickety about cameras, and he allowed just this day to be seen on camera. And then the cameras go dark until verdict, and I think closings as well. So that's a bit of a bummer, but yeah, you're there, so you're our eyes. You also had a chance to talk with Kaitlin Armstrong's parents. I'm shocked that they spoke with anybody. You know, typically it's very hard to get the defendant's family to talk during trial, but they spoke with you. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, and we have to be really delicate about it, because no one here wants to be here, right? If it's from the defendant's family or the victim's family, it's really tough on everyone. And so our NewsNation team approached them during a brief recess because we wanted to see how they were doing. We wanted to ask what's going on through their heads. They tell us that they flew in from Michigan. They came there to support their daughter. The parents are divorced at this time, but really it's hard on them. They say they're doing as well as they possibly can be, but beyond that, they're really just not interested in talking to anyone, including myself probably from this day on. They just want to keep to themselves. They are going to stay here for as long as the trial lasts, but beyond that, I'm not sure I'm going to have another chance to speak to them.
There's also this like incredible dynamic that plays out in courtrooms. And if you're watching, if you've never gone to a trial, viewer, please just do yourself a favor. Do what Alex is doing. Sit in a courtroom and watch this. Alex, I'm always amazed by the bifurcation right down the center of the courtroom. Usually behind the prosecutors, like the family members of the victim will sit, and then behind the defense, the family members of the defendant will sit. And sometimes it's just like you could cut the tension with a knife between the families. I'm curious about the dynamics between Mo Wilson's family members and Kaitlin Armstrong's family members. What's it like in there?
Ashleigh, I'll tell you, there's an army of people that are supporting Mo Wilson and her family. Beyond just her brother Matthew, who was the first witness we heard from yesterday, and the mother and the father, there's also the key witness, Caitlin Cash, the woman who actually called 911 and discovered her body. And then just this massive group of friends and cyclists and fellow professionals. One guy I spoke to today flew all the way from Vermont, and he was right there holding Kaitlin Cash's shoulders during some of the worst moments of witness testimony and video that we watched today. So yes, there's the prosecutor's table, there's the family right behind him, then there's got to be at least 2 packed rows of friends who are supporting the Wilsons. Then finally comes me and my team and several others. On the defense's side, I would say it's really what I've seen is just Kaitlin Armstrong's mother and father. I believe, although I'm not confirmed, I saw Caitlin's sister yesterday. We did not see her again today. And then it's just news media behind them. So not nearly the same support for Kaitlin Armstrong's team as we're seeing for Mo Wilson and her family.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.